So the weirdest thing, I fell asleep last night watching Downton Abbey and Netflix auto-rolled The Wrestling. Who knew the WWF was back? Let's take a look at everything that happened on Netflix's Raw premiere, which opened with a video package that told the story of wrestling, basically. It was beamed onto large curtains that surrounded the ring inside the Intuit Dome. When the video finished, the curtains fell and Triple H found himself in another curtain call because he was stood in the middle of the ring where he welcomed us to the Netflix era. The Rock came out next to a huge ovation. He announced that Raw had the largest arena gate in history. Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics tweeted in response to this saying, if that includes international shows, it would have to be well over $3 million. He then acknowledged, did The Rock, the Netflix execs were in attendance. He then gave some love to Cody Rhodes in the front row and to Roman Reigns as well, before forgetting the middle bit of his catchphrase. Raw has a new theme, TBD by Travis Scott, as a new ring canvas with sponsorship logos from Fortnite, Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, Cricket Wireless and Netflix on there. Refs have a new look as well, sporting some fetching black and dark grey tops. Very, very distinguished. Yes. The opening match of the Netflix era was Roman Reigns defeating Solo Sikoa in tribal combat to become the one true tribal chief. A match that saw interference from the Bloodline, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. The Rock came out afterwards and placed the Ula Fala around Roman's neck, and they did a big manly handshake as well. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods were interviewed high above the arena, and they revealed that LA didn't deserve to see them wrestle tonight. It became clear that the tag match with Ray and a mystery partner was off. We still got a mysterious Zero vignette, this time revealing the name Penta. And they also cut to the front row to show stars of SmackDown, which included Rey Mysterio. So everybody was there that needed to be part of the match, it seems. Just that tag match seems to have just been cancelled. When we know more, we'll let you know more. John Cena appeared to kick off his farewell tour, saying a world title run was off the cards due to his appalling losing streak. He said the only way he'd get a championship match is to win the Royal Rumble, which gave him a crazy idea. And with that, John Cena declares for the Royal Rumble. We got a hype video for Logan Paul revealing that he's going full-time into wrestling on Raw, but he's in the front row for this one tonight, along with a whole bunch of celebrities like Macaulay Culkin and Seth Green. Other celebs included Ashton Kutcher, Wale, Vanessa Hudgens, Bill Simmons, Seth Green was there, O'Shea Jackson was at Raw, Richard Gadd, Tiffany Haddish, Stephen Amell, Topanga from Boy Meets World, aka Danielle Fishel, as well as all the top bosses from like TKO, WWE and Netflix as well. A lot of dignitaries there, a lot of wrestlers there as well. And speaking of wrestling, there was some. Rhea Ripley beat Liv Morgan to become the new Women's World Champion. Now, the match was originally announced to be a last woman standing match, but it was swapped out for a standard singles match. This saw Rhea pick up the win after multiple riptides. Post-match, Dominic attempted to reconcile with Mother, but he got a low blow and a riptide of his own for his trouble. And as Ripley headed up the ramp, she was met by The Undertaker on his bike. They did the fist in the air together. I wish he'd given her a backie out of the ring. That'd have been fun. Body Slam had reported earlier in the day that Becky Lynch was in LA for the show, and there were indeed plans for her to appear at the end of that women's world title match between Ripley and Morgan, possibly teasing a showdown between the two. However, as we saw, we got The Undertaker instead. But the report still says that Becky Lynch is still very much expected to be part of WWE and returning imminently to Raw. Backstage, Chad Gable wanted to prove that he was better than any luchador. He asked Adam Pearce to find him the best he could, and he'll face them next week. This will no doubt be where we see Penta make his debut. Triple H even intimated as such in the press conference afterwards. Also, at the start of that segment, Adam Pearce was talking to Bayley, hinting at another possible jump from SmackDown to Raw very soon. The Miz's interview was interrupted high up in the Dome by Karrion Kross and Scarlett. They coerced Miz into teaming with Final Testament against the Wyatt Six. We saw a brief Wyatt Six logo flash up at the screen during that bit as well. That's a match for a future episode of Raw. We got a bit of camera phone footage of The Rock leaving the arena and telling us that he's going to be at NXT tonight. The Rock with the NXT roster. It is a match made in heaven. Travis Travis Scott appears with a wonderful custom WWE Hardcore title, and he accompanies Jey Uso to the ring for his match against Drew McIntyre. Jey wins in a fine match when he countered a Claymore with a crucifix. After we got a video building up Gunter, the New Day interrupt a backstage interview with Gabriel Iglesias. Fluffy then made friends with Alpha Academy, and he left chanting New Day sucks. They just can't get any airtime, can the New Day? If only they had a tag match planned for this night. Well, what a great idea that would have been. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman were planning a date for the Tribal Chief Acknowledgement Ceremony. They landed on January 27th, which is Raw in Atlanta. And then they walked through a door with the WWE 2K25 logo on it, and we get stills from the new game shared on the official Xbox social soon after that. The hype begins for WWE 2K25. Interview up in the Dome with the Terror Twins. Ripley declaring that Mammy is back on top, and Damian Priest announcing his match with Finn Balor next week will be a street fight, and this will pretty much end the Judgment Day versus the Terror Twins stuff. And here comes Hulk Hogan. He arrives to loud boos. He puts over the fans, his new beer, of which WWE have signed a new partnership with. He puts over Netflix, rips his shirt, does his catchphrase. Nothing but boos. He left almost as quickly as he arrived. The video of Hogan's appearance hasn't been shared on WWE's YouTube channel, and outlets such as Deadline, Newsweek, and Variety have covered Hogan's negative reaction in the last few hours. CM Punk defeats Seth Rollins finally in a wild main event. Post-match, CM Punk cuts a web-exclusive promo where he tells Jackie Redmond that he has intentions for the Royal Rumble. He's coming for all the gold this year, and then he dedicates his match to Chad Gilbert, the Newfound Glory guitarist who'd been diagnosed with cancer, and Chris Bay, who suffered an accident last year at TNA Impact, for whom there have been multiple fundraisers. PW Insider also reports after Raw went off the air, CM Punk and Seth Rollins glowered at each other from across the ring before Rollins rolled out. Rollins was bleeding from either his ear or his cheekbone. Rollins left, leaving Punk to celebrate in the ring. PW Insider also adds that both the Punk and Rollins match and the Morgan-Ripley match were penciled in for WrestleMania 41, but were shifted to the Raw Netflix premiere instead. Afterwards comes the press conference in which John Cena, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns are all asked, will you have a match with The Rock or not? We also see John Cena talk about his farewell tour. He doesn't know how many matches that he's going to have this year, but this is definitely his last Royal Rumble, and he wants to use it to gain some momentum heading into WrestleMania. Paul Heyman says Roman Reigns deserves an Emmy, as does everybody who worked through the pandemic. And we hear from Triple H as well, Paul Levesque, who was very high on the show, who praised the talent and everybody involved in putting it together, said they're learning new things and they're trying new things, and they said that next week's Raw will feel a bit more like Raw. This one was very much a celebration of the start of a new era. He said from next week, Raw will once again feel more episodic in his terms. So that was Raw's Netflix premiere. It's not one that's going to be remembered for the matches, but rather the moments. We had just a handful of matches, but a whole lot of moments throughout it as well. Very much a device to kind of welcome new people into wrestling, welcome back old people into wrestling, and I guess just usher in this brand new era for WWE. Would love to know what you thought about it. Let us know in the comments down below. Plenty of news from WWE and the wrestling world throughout the day today. And when we know more, we'll let you know more at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.